I really wanted to like these shoes. I wanted to love these shoes. They're not that exciting, and they should be. Hey everyone, welcome to RUNFREE. I'm Rory, and today I'm going to give you my thoughts on the Sportiva CYKLONs after 100 kilometers. So first of all, let's just go over some of the shoe specs. The CYKLON features the Boa Fit system to lock down with the dynamic cage upper, and this is to give you a good fit across the midfoot. The sole is made from the Sportiva friction white compound, which is a sticky rubber, and it has 7mm lugs, so quite deep, gnarly lugs, almost like studs. Really designed for muddy conditions. Great, it's like a soft ground shoe. It's not the lightest shoe out there. It weighs in around 330 grams. That's my UK size 9. The midsole is a Sportiva EVA blend, and it does offer some support, I think, on the medial side. So it's quite a firm shoe, quite a firm ride. Not a huge stack height. But it does come at a 7mm drop as well, from heel to toe. So you certainly feel like you're encased in a boot. So let's talk about the fit. The fit is an interesting one on the CYKLON because it uses that Boa system. And there aren't that many shoes that use it, but you're starting to see it a bit more and more. The Boa system's quite an interesting lacing feature. It really gives the shoe quite a unique feel and fit. As soon as you put it on, it almost feels a bit like a bootie, like a football boot. It's comfortable, it's supportive. So let's talk about the lockdown of the shoe. The Boa system, linked with that dynamic cage, does work well. As you tighten it, it really just kind of lock across the midfoot, the top of the arch, and hold that foot firm. Sadly, it doesn't really feel like it locks your heel well into the back of the shoe, and the more you tighten it to try and get a good lockdown, I've found my toes have felt at the end of the shoe. The longest run I've done in the CYKLON so far is 40 kilometers, and I could really feel my toes at the end of the shoe towards the end of that run. And it's something I felt even on shorter runs since. I don't think it's a sizing issue, but it's to do with that lockdown in that dynamic cage. The more you crank it down, I feel like it pulls the fabric from the front of the shoe back. So that's like a big gripe from me, a big concern. Grip wise, it's got good grip. The friction white rubber is sticky on rocks. Good on wet rocks, wet roots, good in the mud. That's what it's designed for primarily. It has big lugs. The 7mm lugs are quite aggressive, yet I'd expect more grip in the mud, and I still don't think it's as grippy as say Vibram Mega Grip, especially on the wet rocks. Right, let's talk about the midsole and the ride of the shoe. It has a dual blend EVA midsole, which is quite firm. When I first got the shoe, it's very firm, but it has softened up probably after about 50 kilometers. But there's not a massive amount of stack height, so you really feel the ground. Now I like that. I like a responsive shoe. Because of the firmness, you're not feeling any sharp rocks, which is good. I feel like the density of the EVA mixed with the 7mm lugs gives you a bit of protection against the rocks. But this shoe is really designed to be run on soft, muddy terrain, probably not the really dry, rocky stuff. 7mm drop isn't too bad. It's probably a bit higher than what I'm used to, but you do feel like your heel slightly lifted in it, which lends more to that booty type feel, especially with the upper wrap and the gaiter that they use around the ankle. That's mainly designed to help keep some debris out. So far, I think that's worked well. I have ran in some pretty awful wet conditions and they do drain very well. The mesh upper is nice and breathable. I bought these shoes mainly for winter training, just to log my winter miles in them. And they're not the lightest, so I probably wouldn't use them as a race shoe. But I think durability, these shoes are probably going to go and go. I feel like this is a really durable shoe, that it's just built to last, and it should keep going. The midsole, probably for 1,000+ kilometers. The uppers are pretty tough, pretty durable. The Achilles heel on this shoe could be the Boa system. I've heard of people smashing it on rocks, and I'm not sure if you can replace it, so let's keep an eye on that. I feel a bit conflicted about the CYKLON. This is a shoe I was really looking forward to. A shoe that I think on paper is quite exciting. It has a lot of features, but yet in practice it just doesn't quite deliver. It's too heavy really to use as a race shoe on the shorter stuff. It doesn't feel that heavy on your foot because the weight's not really at the bottom. I think a bulk of that weight is in the upper and around the Boa system. So once it's kind of cinched down on your foot and locked down, you don't really notice it's there. But it's still 100 grams heavier than, say, another race shoe that I would use. I feel like it's got a very minimal, responsive ride. So if you like that in shoes, say for running on technical terrain, I think you're going to love the feel of the midsole in this. It is very firm and it is classed as a mid-distance shoe. So I don't think you want to go over a marathon. I'm not sure I'd really be comfortable using this shoe in an ultra because of the firmness of that midsole. It's classed as a mud shoe, yet it doesn't have exceptional mud grip. I've got shoes that have better grip in the mud, and likewise the rubber isn't really that sticky. So if you get it on some wet rocks, generally it's okay, but it's nothing special. And those big lugs do kind of catch. So if you're running on technical, rocky, rooty terrain, those 7mm lugs can catch on things. My biggest issue with this shoe is the lockdown. That Boa system, whilst it seems exciting, and I think with some tweaking it could be great, it just doesn't lock the foot in the right way to sit your heel back in the shoe. So when you're doing descending, your foot wants to move forward, you can feel your toes at the end of the shoe. It's a terrible feeling. You lose a lot of confidence in the shoe and how it's holding your foot. This isn't a trail shoe, this is a mountain shoe. It feels like it. It feels supportive, aggressive, it feels sturdy and durable, which are all very positives on this. And to be honest, you don't notice the weight that much. It feels more nimble underfoot than the weight suggests. If you did enjoy this review, please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next run. Bye!